Conservation Commission meeting to order at 7:30 p.m. If you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Commissioner Aaron, since you're taking the roll and the minutes, if you could start with the roll call.
Okay, give me 1 minute. I want to find,
And friendly reminder to everyone to make sure to use your mics.
okay, I'm just going to, okay, so Chairman Brandt, Chris
Here.
Brandt, Vice Chair Mark Johns,
Here.
Sarah Corona, Ann Hines,
Here.
Greg Walther,
Here.
Jennifer Aarons here, Ryan Pearson is absent.
Wait, the town historian. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Tim Judd, historian, yes, you're important to be here.
She didn't see you, sorry.
Okay, so we did not have a meeting in December of last year, but we did have the minutes, draft minutes sent from Commissioner Walther for November 25th. So I'd like to review those. I know, Sarah, I think you already reviewed them, provided some feedback earlier. Wasn't you?
Somebody was.
Somebody did.
Oh, maybe it was. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had, it was some minor thing that I
Yeah.
fixed it and then I pushed it back out and then, but
And I wasn't here, so.
So I guess, yeah, I'd open the floor if anyone else had any last minute corrections beyond what Sarah already provided. I didn't notice anything in particular in the minutes beyond that.
it's practically perfect in every way. Right. Does anybody know what the movie that's
No.
Mary Poppins?
Oh, I love that movie. I do.
Oh, I do have, sorry, one more correction. Under old business, the first item related to, we had some discussion about signage. The request was not sent to the National Registry. It would be the National Association of Preservation Commissions, or NAPC. Nitpicky, I know.
Association of Preservation Commissions.
Yep.
Okay.
Anybody got anything else? Okay, gonna get a motion to approve the November 25th, 2025 meeting minutes as amended. So, motion from Sarah, get a second? Second from Mark, all right, all in favor? Aye, all right, thank you. Okay, we do not have anyone here present for public input tonight. There are no current applications for landmark designation or certificates of appropriateness for review by the commission tonight. There are two items of correspondence to the commission that I can report on to everyone. First was a invite from the Irondequoit Historical Society for their upcoming presentation on February 5th regarding the history of the Winona Woods neighborhood. That's to occur at the public library in room 115, and again on February 5th. The other piece of correspondence, I was contacted by the vice president of the Winona Woods Neighborhood Association regarding their association's general meeting on March 18th. They've invited me in my capacity as the chair of this commission to come before the residents and provide a brief presentation on the commission's work in our community. And to talk a little bit more about landmark designation and National Register listing. Like I said, probably shouldn't come as a surprise that the vice president is also a owner of a property that's soon to be seeking landmark designation before us on Winona.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, no, the Harvey family. I'm going to promptly forget the address. I think it's 415 Winona Boulevard is one of our individually eligible properties that was identified in the survey. They intend to come before the commission in the near future to seek landmark designation for their property. Oh, I thought I had a third piece of correspondence, but I don't think so. So we'll leave it at that. Moving on to the liaison report. Tim, if you got any reports for us?
No mail for you guys.
No mail for us, that's good. And then what about in the historian's office and general activities for you or the historical society to share?
No, just that February, this is the February meeting
Okay,
at the library, that's.
great. Okay, so get several old business items, a lot of them that have updates or things to discuss. We can start with the landmark property plaque program. So we do have 2 more plaques left to present this year that were acquired with last year's budget. You should see in your packet, second page, is the sort of final draft of the letter. This one's addressed to one of the 2 specific property owners that's going to be invited to town board to receive the plaque. For some reason, the header is missing on this, but I assure you it's in the file. But if folks want to take a last look on this and see if we're good to go, then we can proceed with printing and mailing the letters to the 2 remaining property owners for the 2025 purchase plaques. Yeah,
On the third paragraph,
okay.
the last word, and the first sentence, maybe perhaps the significant role in the development of our town.
Yep. So roll instead of place there.
I still think the fourth paragraph should come before the third. That's me.
The 4th paragraph? The 4th paragraph before the 3rd, you said?
You don't have to write that down.
No?
These are just opinions.
I thought the 4th paragraph was the 3rd in the initial, and then we switched it in the
I
feedback, is what I
agree,
kind
yeah.
of remembered. I think it was the 3rd, and then it became the 4th.
Okay, I think it should be the
But
3rd.
you think it should be the 3rd to go back to the original?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else?
I don't know if this is something that should go in the letter, but let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th paragraph, that we're a resource for historical and architectural information, don't hesitate to contact us, but then there's no contact info for us. So, or should it say, contact Tim? And is this the place to put that?
Contact us through the town historian.
Yeah,
You should put his name in an email address, because people are gonna be like, who the heck is this
right,
email address for? Like,
Yeah.
is this Tom, Tim,
I agree.
okay.
Ted? You get the idea?
Yep.
Well, his name is in the closing, though. below.
Yeah, but you need to put it in that paragraph,
Yeah.
that same sentence, or really,
If we say the town historian.
I
they'll
agree
see
with that. What is this?
It's interesting. We often use,
It's extra words you don't need.
oh, that's interesting. Go ahead, say it.
No.
Chris
What?
can.
So 1, 2, 3, fourth paragraph down.
Yep,
You don't really need to say care for and maintain, you just say care and maintain. It's like extra words not needed.
oh, yeah,
Like I said, that's probably nitpicky, but
I say that all the time in my reports.
an English teacher would tell you you don't need that.
Okay,
Scratch
well,
that out.
I learned something tonight. Thank you very much.
all right.
Oh, looks good.
Last calls, we good with proceeding with the letter as edited tonight? Okay, and I'll work with Tim and or the clerk to get ourselves a couple envelopes that we can put these in and mail them. We'll send them out here, hopefully, in the next couple days. Great, all right,
Do we have to make a motion for this to go out, or no?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Yeah. The next one, I unfortunately have bad news to share. For our next item of old business, the CLG grant application that was submitted to the State Historic Preservation Office to pursue a National Register listing for the St. Paul Boulevard Historic District West was not selected to receive a CLG grant in this year's funding round. I did reach out to staff at SHPO, and they were willing to meet with me to give us some feedback on the application. That meeting will occur tomorrow. Fortunately, I was not able to get the meeting before tonight's meeting, but I will have more information to report back on that. But there's always next year, and unless they change anything significant, our pending grant deadline would be in October of this year, sometime for the following year. So we can begin to maybe think about, loosely for now, but start to think about if we wanted to pursue a similar grant application, if we want to change the district maybe that we pursue for it, if we want to pursue something completely different from a National Register district, that's also a possibility too.
Well, it'll be interesting what you hear.
Yeah.
That'll inform our decision.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no, like, strike twos, right? We can't go up to the plate again and try to, like, revise it, or anything, it's like it's done deal till next year.
Yeah, right, yeah, it's done.
Okay.
So, and they emphasized that it was a favor for them to provide feedback to begin with.
Okay.
So that they typically said that you often don't get
Oh,
specific feedback, but they were willing to provide it as a courtesy. So I guess
When did you get the news on that? Was it just very recently, or?
it was in the last week or less. Yeah, it might have been tail end of last week that I got the email, so pretty recent.
Well, it's not surprising. I mean, we got it last year.
we got
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah, we got a
And a
significant
big
grant last year, and then we asked for an even larger grant this year, so.
So you weren't surprised?
Not terribly. I still thought we had a good chance because we were working off of a really strong project. But yeah, they emphasized that it was a really competitive year. They had their total requests exceeded the budget for grant monies by 200%.
Oh, so was it,
So-
it was a very competitive year?
It was a very competitive year this year. So, but I think that plus the size of our requests, plus we already got a
And
big,
the recent monies that were
Yeah.
spent for, like this project previously too, right?
yeah. So, but otherwise for our CLG status, we remain in good standing. We're up to date on all of our annual reports for that, and we successfully closed out all paperwork, filings, and payments for the previous CLG grant. So we are in good standing, and that actually reminds me, we did have a third piece of correspondence because it's related to CLG. I do not have any detail at the moment, but the staff person for CLG grants and local historic preservation commissions, Fran Stern, has requested that I be part of a panel discussion or presentation on local preservation commissions at this year's state preservation conference.
Wow.
More details to follow, but yeah, she did specifically indicate that they were interested in highlighting our commission's successes as part of the panel. So I'll let you guys all know more. Again, that will also be part of this meeting tomorrow. She promised to give me some info on that in addition to giving us info on the CLG grant feedback.
In the April conference?
Correct, yeah.
Wow, great.
I knew there was a third one, so apologies for forgetting it. I think that's it for that one. Next item for the Townwide Historic Resource Survey. I guess there's a couple things to report on this. So Mark's been CC'd on some communication with the town. We've started the process to explore how we might enhance how the survey is shown on the website instead of it just kind of being like a link to a PDF. But because I guess the town website is getting ready to undergo a major revamp, they told us to check back in like 2 months. But I'd maybe plant that flag for the rest of you if you have any particular ideas or ways you might like to see the survey package, short of just breaking it up into pieces and making links to it. Let me or Mark know. The couple ideas that we had initially posed was, could there be a dedicated sub-page beneath the Historic Preservation Commission's page that provided like a summary introduction and summary of findings for it, and perhaps a brief summary slideshow that you can kind of click through. Could we have a interactive map of sorts that could show the individual properties and the potential districts? I think that was all we had in the email for now, but if there are other suggestions, items of interest from commission members about how we might seek to more creatively package and present the survey to the public, please let us know. And then we got a little bit of time to prep what our request is going to be to the tech support at the town once they get underway with their revamp of the website.
I'm wondering if there's a good example, like a precedent image from like Hamburg or, pick a town that's done this.
Do they have the ability to do that? I mean, some of that sounds like it's a project in itself. Have any interactive stuff versus just repackaging the PDF in a little bit more summarized fashion?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Is the PDF available now through the website?
no, I was debating if we just upload the whole thing to start,
Yeah, it's,
even though it's a monster. Yeah.
Don't you think we should?
I think, yeah, we could start with that if everyone's game with it, but it's just gonna be on the side of our page, like the application forms. It'll just be a little blue link to click for now. I'll see if maybe I can ask if there's maybe we can get like a paragraph with a heading at the most, and then put a pin in it until further notice.
I would think you'd want to summarize what it is. At least.
Okay. So maybe see if we can at least get.
Well, isn't there an executive summary or not?
There is an executive summary in the report, yeah. So we'd probably just take the verbiage from that and then drop it onto our webpage. That's a good idea. Okay. The other one related to the survey, this came out of, Mark and I had a meeting with the new supervisors transition team regarding any concerns or requests the commission had at a level of like coordination with town government. Something that came out of that was more of a creative brainstorm or suggestion about how we might pursue community outreach, both for awareness about the survey, but awareness about us in general. And so that kind of prompted the talk about the website, and then serendipitously, I got the email from the Winona Woods Neighborhood Association about essentially doing this for their neighborhood association. So one thing I was going to sort of suggest or throw out to folks if we were open to it, and it was also partially why I delayed the plaque presentation in this letter till March, is to create a brief slideshow summary of the Historic Resource Survey to present to town board in the February meeting for the public, if they didn't attend our sort of final meeting for the survey itself here at Town Hall. And then we could have that as a potential package for putting on the website later. So that was, I'm planning on trying to do that for the February town board meeting.
For February? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Something pretty basic.
Yeah.
You need
Uh,
to submit that before the 9th.
No, so it would be in the like, I'm trying to think what they call it in town boards, like open forum. It's before public input. Whereas if you have a item of general public interest or education, you can present it before the town board. It's essentially where our plaque presentations already slot in.
Okay.
That we're not an official agenda item, we're not anything related to a resolution or law in the town. It's just to like general info before public comment starts on particular issues before the board. So the plan was to essentially utilize that existing forum to raise a little bit more awareness beyond the meeting we already did, to talk about the summary findings of what the Historic Resource Survey found.
And we should give them a heads up, at least Ann and Cunningham and a couple of the members, let them know that you want to do that.
I was gonna,
Let all of them know, I guess.
I was waiting to see if there were nodding heads tonight, and then I was gonna send the email tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
To just
Yeah,
make, if
to
that
let them know.
seems like a generally good idea for us, then I'm happy to, it'll probably be like 10 to 12 slides, very brief. Just try to keep it simple and
When's the
touch on the
town
highlights.
board meeting in February?
It's like second or third week.
Okay.
Oh, Tim already got it, the 16th? 16th of February?
Isn't that, President's Week? Okay.
That's President's Day?
It's President's Day, yeah.
Is it closed? Is the town closed that day?
Should be.
So that might be different.
I'll look, let me look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
For some reason my calendar has the 23rd, but I don't, you can't go by my calendar.
Yeah.
I don't know, keep thinking it's Sundays or Mondays, I just,
That's
The-
the that's the fourth Monday, the 23rd is.
yeah.
It might be that because of President's.
It's not playing nice on my phone. Okay, looks like, yeah,
Would it be the 17th?
it's 17th, yeah, it's February
It's always
17th.
the third Tuesday of the
Yeah.
month, right?
Oh, okay.
So my calendar shows the 17th.
Yep.
I think we're gonna be fine.
So I just want to mention that filling the vacancy for the board.
Yep.
On that same meeting. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that would be the same meeting
Right.
if you were to plan doing it that day.
And the resolution for appointment would happen in this normal business section of the meeting. So I'd be like up to talk about the historic resource survey, and then I'd be sitting for like 30 minutes, and then would approach the podium if requested to provide clarification on the resolution when they get to it.
Just so you know.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Okay, do not have anything yet to report on the 2026 budget. I know we have some monies, but we've yet to receive clarification on how much and what it's allocated to. So as soon as I know, I'll let you all know, and then if we can, we'll proceed with more plaque purchasing if we've got the funds for that. Last item of old business, the Wimbledon Road National Register Historic District. It's been floating on here, the signage, potential signage for the district. So I got two items here in our packet. One is ancient history, which is the mock-up that I had put together, I don't know, 2 years ago. That I know we had feedback on, and then the more important one is the one with the 4 color photographs. This is more of the update, or kind of to report on and react to. These were several examples that I got from various commissions that have responded to my request at the NAPC regarding how they've approached district signage in their respective municipalities for National Register districts and or historic districts. So the top left is Fort Wayne, Indiana. They have sort of like a 3-part program, as you can sort of see in the example signage. So if the district is a local preservation district, in our code's terminology, they have the top square that you see there with, I believe that's a symbol or image related to the city itself. If it's only a National Register district, you don't get the top square. You get the middle square, which is standardized and just says National Register of Historic Places, and then they have a district-specific rectangular sign beneath that identifying the name of the district for that, and then they install them. A couple different examples. I think this one is on like a light pole, but they also have ones where they're mounted on a unistrut post for like right beneath street signage, which is not dissimilar to the one on the right, on top right. This is from it's not Muskegon. Maybe it's Muskegon. It's in Oklahoma, where they do all theirs on unistruts and predominantly put them on the backside of stop signs. And again, came up with they kind of make them different for each district to give it its own sort of identity, so it's not quite as a consistent system like the Fort Wayne, Indiana signage is. And then
What's that on the Martin Luther King Street? Is there like a symbol on the left there? Is that the same thing, just small? That circle that's on.
oh, you're right. Yeah, it's two parts. Good point. Yes. So I actually, on the street sign itself,
Okay.
it has an applique that says
I don't, my eyes are
Read
not
that.
that
His
good.
eyes.
Historic Preservation Commission.
Well, you can read that?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
I can't read this. I can't read the text in the center, but I can read the text on the circle. So it's Historic Preservation and then Commission. And then something in the middle.
Serious? You can read
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I can
That's
read
like
that.
amazing.
15 years ago, you would have read it.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's a good catch, Greg. Yeah, so theirs is actually 2-step as well, but they're doing it. They're both modifying a street sign, and then
Yeah.
also having an applied sign beneath that. And then the two on the lower ones are more sort of designy. I do not remember where the Star Historic District example came from, but they used a sort of a octagonal design and got a little more into the graphic design of the signage. I don't think it's particularly successful when they insert the date there in the middle of the
No.
phrase National Register of Historic Places.
I don't like using the stop sign
Yeah,
that's a safety
yeah,
thing.
yeah, confusing.
Yeah.
And then the last one on the bottom right, that's from the city of Chicago, and they appear to use it not district specific. They use it for there's a series of National Register districts that are there for their Chicago style bungalows, which are a unique building type to the city of Chicago. I think there's 5 or 6 National Register districts now that are all bungalows. And so they use this for all sort of 5 or 6 of them. So they don't really distinguish between the districts. It's the sort of signature bungalow sign for the city of Chicago. And they are, most of examples of this that I saw were attached to light poles, although I think I did see one of them sort of screwed or bolted into a Unistrut sign as well. So some examples, food for thought. Happy to take feedback, thoughts, brainstorming if anyone has anything.
My one thought with all of this is like, these are all interesting looking, but they're all different. So it made me think, what is our goal or intention with the signs we're gonna choose for here? So I think kind of like starting there, like, do we want people to know where the districts are? I mean, I think we wanted to know a little bit of all of this, but I guess what's most important, like where the districts are, what they're named, that it's, that Arundequoit has these districts. So I guess to me, it's figuring out our goal first, or our intention, and then that might help narrow down what type of sign we want, or the type of wording, or where it would go, depending on what our goal is. Like, do we want it, for example, do we want people to tell that, okay, it's just this one street, or it's these 3 streets, so we're gonna make sure there's a sign in every single street? Like, do we want people to know it's exactly right there, or do we want just one sign right in the middle of 4 streets that are all part of the designation, and we just want one sign, just so people know, oh, in this area is a district, and you can go online and look up info. Like, so kind of like two different routes you could go. So maybe figure out what we want to do, and go from there. I don't know, because each one of these 4 pictures all gave me different ideas. But which is the best idea? Who knows?
So, and this is for the National Register, it's not for local designation too, so that's, because this one kind of combines both,
It combines
right?
both, yeah, it's a system for both. Yeah.
So what is this one for, just the Wimbledon right now?
Well, I know, like, when we were starting to talk about the Wimbledon, there was interest on the part of the commission that we wanted to arrive at a replicable design that could be utilized for future districts. So yeah, establishing like a consistent design language moving forward. So we wanted to, I think that's what's also kind of gummed it up a bit, gummed to the process a bit, is that we want to make sure we kind of get it right, so that then when it comes time to replicate it, there's clarity to it and we don't regret some decision we made in the past.
And it would be on the outline.
Well, I think that's a question that Sarah posed, like, is that a goal for the commission? So I guess my opinion being one of 7,
Yes, yeah.
at least in my opinion, I like the possibility that by doing more affordable signage like this, we could actually use it at the perimeter of the district, or like points of entry to the district. I can imagine where, like, I mean, for Wimbledon, it's just easy. It's a block, it's 2 sides, and it's done. But then it gets, I guess, yeah, the playing devil's advocate, the question is, like, then if we were to do a district like St. Paul, if we followed that same logic, is there the budget to do, I mean, it's probably 150 signs.
Hundreds, yeah.
Yeah, if not
Between all
more.
of them.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't you just do it on each side of,
I would just do it on St. Paul.
on St. Paul, yeah?
well, it's
Only do it on the
I
arterials.
realize,
Yeah.
I realize
one
that,
side and the other, they're different.
Yeah.
Well,
Which I didn't agree with.
about like the village of Pittsford, right? The whole village is a district, right? They don't have it at every
Right,
corner.
but, yeah,
But that's the same thing. St. Paul, it's St. Paul to one side and then St. Paul to the other. So if you're outlining it, you would have all along both edges of St. Paul, all those feeder streets.
yeah, like all those feeder streets, it's just
Yeah,
like,
no, I get what you're saying.
yeah, it's easily 100 to 200 signs for like that district.
That's not feasible.
Which even if
yeah.
these are $150 a sign, it adds up really fast. It's nothing if it's a district like Wimbledon or even like some of the districts that were identified.
So you just do it with
Like-
prominent intersections, Titus and St. Paul, maybe put one there. Cooper and
Yes,
St. Paul,
I like
another
that,
one there.
yeah.
And then-
Thomas Ave and St. Paul, another one there. Like, you know, do the really prominent corner, like intersection.
Prominent intersections, I like
Or
that.
what about the picture at the top right, how they like got the sound sign that tells you what it is, but then the street sign is a different color, or well, maybe it's a different color, but it has a logo on it. Like with smaller, well, number one, can you change street signs, or do they have to be?
It's been done by some of the neighborhood associations in the town, which I think already muddies the water for pursuing that, because now it's like a
Yeah,
things that people already look for in the town, like, oh, if it's a modified street sign, that's one of the neighborhood associations and not the historic district. And I know at least for when Winona Woods did it, it was pretty complicated for them to get it done, and then they had to pursue a grant because of the price
Oh, okay.
for
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm, like, if they were cheaper, say they were half the price of a bigger sign. You
Yeah.
could do the bigger sign at the, like, start and finish of the area, or, you know, major intersections, and then all of the, street signs could maybe be a different color with the little, logo or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that would kind of give you both. It would clearly identify the streets, but then you don't have to spend as much money on
Or even
bigger
cheaper,
signs.
we could put like a sticker on the street sign, like this big, like this spot here, put a big sticker.
like we could put it on our cars.
Yeah.
Well, I did always wonder when we first started talking about this, could there be almost like a little like, I don't know, just yeah, like a little circle that could go on, like attached to the street signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't know. I don't
Sticker
know
will be a
any
lot
of
cheaper
those.
than a
Well,
sign.
Maybe it goes underneath it on the pole.
We would be dealing with the town and with the county because
Yeah.
Put some color to that, wouldn't that be nice?
we'd be dealing with the town and the county. So we have,
Yeah.
whatever we do has to be
Any state road,
agreeable to both of them.
Yeah.
Because St. Paul's county,
okay.
and I'm not sure
Culver
about
Road,
the other roads. I'm sure there's more county roads than just St. Paul in our districts.
So, a thought to throw out. So if we were to utilize these more affordable signs, but you have a problem of a large district like St. Paul, if we were to follow Greg's logic that you put them at major intersections and arterial entry points into the district, is it feasible to include a like QR code or even text to direct them to our page at the town website, and then we could have a entry about the district and and showing its boundaries for that, so you don't have to worry about like doing 200 signs. I mean, maybe for St. Paul you're still doing like 20 or 30 in the end.
I thought Ryan
But-
didn't think that was a good idea. The last time we were discussing this.
Doing a QR code.
Well, yeah, he didn't like the idea of having either color coding or, you guys remember that discussion at all? When I
No.
had a bunch of different sign types,
Do you recall
going
what
with
the
different colors.
Oh, right, yeah.
objection was?
oh, I do
Do you
sort of
recall what
remember
his
now.
objection was?
I think it was just, nobody's got the time to do that. And we're busy and just,
Well, I'm thinking too, if we did, say we did QR code, hopefully these are still up 30 years from now. Do we still use QR codes?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think a QR code is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the approach that you outlined, where to come up with a design for a consistent signage that we can approve, And I feel like put it on either end of Wimbledon and really let's move forward with that being the precedent. And then when and if we get to the point where we do, because right now we're just looking at maybe doing part of St. Paul, right?
Right, or,
Not even a whole thing, right? Or let's say Laurelton. Laurelton
Yeah,
is
or we do
huge,
Laurelton,
huge,
yeah.
and has so many entry points. But maybe at that point, it becomes something that we talk with the consultant about, potential signage. They might have, and then it becomes, we can make a decision at that point.
mhm,
I think it's hard right now because we don't know what we're going to be dealing with down the road. But to at least come up with something that's simple, consistent, and can be replicated, like you were saying, and then we can define once we get much larger districts. Maybe we just make it a sticker, like you were saying, but it's the same sort of design.
Then if we make sure the wording's just right on it, like think about who are the people that are gonna care, that are gonna, be like, oh, look at this, like I wanna learn more. Like if we put the correct information on there, like our name or whatever, that will make them go, oh, I'll go to the Town of Arundecoit website and look it up. Like I think if we do something like that, that would be sufficient for these first ones. Because I do like that idea. It would be good to get something up and then figure it out later. Like, is it a second sign, something smaller that we put more of in bigger neighborhoods?
Because we'll get feedback.
And worst case scenario, we end up kind of changing what we do and come up with a new sign and slowly replace the old ones. But I don't see that, I don't see us getting 100 signs up and then 5 years later change it.
Yeah, we could use Wimbledon as our test case. It's just 2 signs.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
See how it
Yeah.
goes. See what
And
the
if
price
people are
is.
saying they're awful, then that's 2 signs we replace.
And maybe go with like blue, like the color of our town.
The blue and gold, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I like the circle, but when I think of a National Register listing, they're usually square, aren't they?
Or and a lot of them have that, or like, well, I guess, yeah, if you go to like the really early, like the New York historic marker signs, yeah, they're just kind of like a rounded rectangle, or they have like the weird sort of like bell top to them. It's like a rectangle with the little bell top, which I
Yeah.
did find a few of those in Google searches. I didn't include them on this printout, but there are a few preservation commissions that have done that kind of shape in this sort of like stamped steel signage.
Liberty Bell kind of look.
Well, it's not a Liberty Bell. It's like here, hold on.
Just go.
Yeah, it's like a rectangle and it's got a little.
1970s sort of
Yeah, it's got like a
colonial.
little like
Oh, yeah.
top on it.
Little
So,
whimsical thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
so
I like the circle shape too, but I like the Fort Wayne one, so it's not square sign, but it's got the circle in it. To me, that kind of stands out a little bit more. Because, yeah, I don't know, like the round sign against the back of the stop sign, I don't know, that just feels weird to me, but I like the
Could be that
circle.
it's in the back of the stop sign too.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah, the
weird-
circle doesn't
That's
seem-
weird. I mean, I understand.
The square
it, but
rectangle
it's
seems
weird.
appropriate.
It does. It feels more placky. Yeah.
Feels more,
It's not even centered.
I don't want to say,
I-
like, authentic, I
Official.
guess?
Yeah.
Official, authentic, yeah.
do we want to try to unite everything onto a single sign panel, or do you do a multi-panel design like the Fort Wayne one?
It's just gonna be that much more money.
Right. I say just,
Single is ideal.
Yeah.
Start
Get
with
more
one, we
big.
could add more later, if we wanted.
And we want to include the district name. On it?
I like
Yeah.
the district
Yeah.
name.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's important.
That helps people know what to look up
Yeah.
if they want more information.
I prefer the the date too, and the name of the, because this could be up for a long time, right?
Right, yeah.
Do we
It's
have
kinda
dates
cool.
associated with the district?
So I think, yeah, what's weird is so these two examples, I think the bottom left, the Star Historic District, that date is the date it was listed on the National Register. But then I think the Founder's Place Historic District, the 1898,
Oh,
that's probably
yeah.
the date of historic significance. So it would,
Oh,
so for Wimbledon Road, with a lot of districts,
1920?
yeah, usually it's a range. So I think for Wimbledon Road, it was the
20,
the date was like 1927 to 1929
okay.
was the period of significance. But like we get to St. Paul, it's going to be like
That's right.
1885 to 1957.
You're right.
So it might be, yeah. Something in me does like the date, but I also acknowledge it
Oh, it could
soon
be make
might
it complicated.
might get a little weird
Yeah.
or
Yeah, that
silly
gets-
when you get a big district like that. It's just gonna be this
That's gonna
giant
get silly,
range.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we do like the nomenclature, like putting in like Wimbledon on there, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think that's important, I agree with that. But just leave it at that, right? National Register, Wimbledon Road, done,
I
right?
think you want both of those.
Right, but that's it, no more dates or whatever, circa, none of this circa stuff,
Yeah.
you know, like, yeah. Because then if we, we don't want to start a precedent that we can't control anymore, it's gonna get out of control when we get into bigger ones, I agree with that.
Now then, if we do that, because I like that idea too, I think simple is good. But then like, so the top left picture, where it says landing, I assume that's the name of the district?
Mm-hmm.
I
Would
guess
we-
that's the name of the street probably, right?
No, it's the name of the district.
Oh,
Yeah.
So would, like, again, I had to like assume that's what it is. Should we, if we did something like that and put the district name, should it be like the, Wimbledon Historic District or whatever, like the official name was?
Yeah.
And it, then I think that'll make it for people who just don't know how any of this works. I think that'll make it obvious to them.
Mhm.
The
That's
more
the name of
letter,
the district.
more text you have, the bigger this.
Well, it could be
makes the
small
sign, or you have
text.
to, is to
Yeah.
be small and then it's not that legible
Yeah.
to vehicles anyway.
No, I get that. I just don't like how this just says landing,
Yeah.
like landing what?
At least just.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I don't like
Or
that
yeah,
either.
maybe like, yeah, Wimbledon District. Yeah.
If you don't live there, it's gonna be harder to, we don't know what it, because we don't live there. But if you lived there, you would know what the landing
Yes.
was, right? You know, like going down to the
That's
pier, you
true.
know what the
Yeah.
pier is.
Yeah.
But simple is what's better, that's right. Really, you need to have a list of all the ones you wanna know that you wanna put up.
And
Make
see what
sure
they look
all fit
like.
this scheme,
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
well, it won't fit that scheme, well, then I'll pick another scheme,
Mhm.
right? But you at least gotta have a halfway decent list of the district areas that you wanna put in writing. Then you can see, maybe you're gonna end up making this too narrow, too small, right? So you'll wanna change that, but you gotta have a list before you can pick the sign, if you're thinking about down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Right, if you're just thinking about this one, you know, then you can pretty much do anything. But if you're talking about, down the road, and you wanna keep it uniform,
I
you
think
gotta
that,
have an idea of what you're gonna be writing on the signs, to keep them uniform.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe we have one uniform sign, just like basic info like this, and then that second sign saying the district underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And then that sign could be bigger, like it could make it this way if it's, like I'm thinking some, like, I could see there being some areas that are maybe like two last names combined for that district, that might end up being longer than just a street
And
name.
you gotta have a list, right? of
yeah,
that
so you
name.
want one sign to be uniform, the thing that Chris did, that's always uniform, always, right?
Yeah,
And then we have some flexibility, depending on circumstances, with the second sign, the supplemental sign. the
Yeah.
District name, so that should be where that's flexible, right? Is that
that's what I
you're
was thinking.
saying? I agree with that too.
you guys are talking about multiple signs.
Yeah, but I think you gotta have.
Yeah, the district
consistency
name
right, yeah.
is separate. Yeah.
What is this
Uniformity,
sign saying?
and that's what this
Historic
brings, right?
district?
So I'm.
Yeah.
Like if we have to add a thing and it's what is it, it's a super long name of the street, then the sign's gonna be way
Right,
longer.
that's true, that's
Then
right.
you're like all over the place.
Yeah.
This is the
Oh,
uniformity.
I
It's
see,
like-
I see what you're saying, okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I know what Sarah's
And
saying.
then, cause if it's one big sign too, it would make it big enough to fit a long name, but then you get a short name. And then you
And then
got
it looks
all the
stupid.
empty space,
Yeah,
yeah.
what the street's name is, Ball or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
So what does this sign say if you're taking off the
So,
name of the?
so I think you do, I'm starting to, so I was scribbling poorly. So if we used the kind of Fort Wayne circle idea in our town seal, we replace Monroe County, New York with Historic Preservation Commission. And you have that as your circle center, and then it says National Register Historic District, unified square sign, and then you have a rectangle sign that says Wimbledon Road. And actually, you probably put Wimbledon Road above it, so you read it, Wimbledon Road, National Register Historic District. St. Paul Boulevard, National Register Historic District. Fairview, National Register Historic District. Laurelton, National Register Historic District. We double it.
Or hundreds to double hundreds.
Yeah. Just blow the budget.
Could we, would somebody be interested to be on the signage, like a little small committee that could email back and forth? Chris, I'm concerned about, I mean, I'm glad, this was great that you did this, but you're gonna be also doing the public outreach for the town board.
Yeah, I'm fine for people to take
Yeah.
the lead on it, yeah. If
Yeah,
they,
who wants
if
to-
they're excited about it or want to do it.
Yeah. Does someone wanna join me? It might not be, okay.
I have a call into someone at the DPW, because I
Yes.
was asking him about this. Like, what can we put on the signs legally?
Okay,
And then we'll have to find out from the county also.
Yeah, because a lot of these roads, St. Paul's a county road. It's not a
Right,
town
so
road.
whatever we do, we want it
You
the
gotta get
same.
approval from the county too.
And we have to make sure that the county will accept whatever we do,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
or
Okay.
whatever we may be allowed to do with the town.
Yep.
okay,
that
so
kinda
you're
stuff
on the,
kinda has to happen
you're on
first,
the
I think.
committee too.
Well, I'll just
Because
finish
You're doing this
doing
information.
that,
Yeah.
just to,
So county,
just to get enough information so that we can be productive and not waste our time.
so you're getting county and town
Starting
regulations.
town, and then I'm gonna get from them who I should talk to at the county.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's job one.
That's job one, and then Ann and I will take over with the discussion that's been had, and we'll bring something. How does that sound?
Okay.
Might wanna have Brian on it too, cause he had some opinion.
Okay.
Kind of a graphic guy too, I thought.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's got graphic design background.
And since
Oh,
he's not
good,
here, we
good,
can
good.
volunteer on it.
That's right.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
not here,
And
so
he isn't
Ryan
here to
is,
defend
That's
himself,
right.
so of course put him on there.
he's totally
That's
on
what he
there.
gets for leaving.
So he's been assigned,
Yep.
Punishment.
he's been assigned.
He's been
to that
voluntold.
Subcommittee.
Voluntold.
Okay,
I think I'm gonna plagiarize that, Chris. I
Yeah,
think that
that's good.
voluntold.
Great. Any other sign discussion for now? We'll wait to hear back from the committee. All right, we have one new business item. This is just getting everyone up to date here on the commission. Vice Chair Johns, along with Commissioner Aaron's, historian Judd, and a member of the town building department and a member of town board were part of an interview committee that interviewed for the four complete applications that were submitted for the seat that's expiring. The interviews have been conducted. We're waiting for some of the final evaluations to be provided to Mark, and then Mark will compile those, report to me, and we should have direction to provide for town board review on both a full position and then new this year, our alternate position. So we could have one or two new faces for us. And then as a clarification for anyone who is asking, perhaps in the back of their minds or wondering, Commissioner Walther, his term has expired. However, as our code is written, he can continue to serve as a member of this commission until someone is appointed to that seat. There we go. Mike just came on. Commissioner Walther is one of the 4 candidates that was interviewed and considered for this position, so we may still see Greg in the same seat. We may not see Greg in the same seat come next year, or sorry, next month. So just to give you guys all an update on that. Lastly, I think just a reminder under good and welfare, the the statewide historic preservation conference is April 15th through April 17th in Cooperstown this year. They have not released a formal schedule, but I assume they will continue to follow the same general schedule they have for many years. So if anyone here wants to do the CLG training, I would fully expect that to be on the 15th, the first day of the conference. So that's a Wednesday for the conference. And once I know about the presentation with the CLG department at CHIPO that I'll be a part of, I assume that'll be on the 16th, but I'll let you guys know what it is. That's all I got, unless anyone else has any other items for good and welfare. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn at 8:27 p.m.?
Motion to adjourn meeting.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.